Fairy Princesses of Rosehaven Part 2. The Fate of Ron and the Rise of Aliceville. The old forest was eerily silent as Ron and his gang trudged back from the dead-end path. Frustration burned in Ron's chest. He had been so sure that Tom and his friends had fled this way, but there was no sign of them. One of his goons hesitated near the rusted iron gate blocking the long-abandoned pathway. Boss," the goon mumbled, scratching his head. "You don't think they went through there, do you?" Ron scowled. "Don't be stupid. That gate's been locked for years. They wouldn't have been able to." He stopped mid-sentence. Something didn't feel right. The air was charged with an unnatural energy, and his gut told him that Tom had gone this way. He clenched his fists, his anger rising. "Knock down that gate." The goons looked at each other hesitantly but obeyed. They grabbed thick branches and rammed them against the rusted iron. The old metal groaned before finally snapping loose, the gate crashing to the ground in a cloud of dust. Ron smirked. "I knew it. Come on, you idiots, we're going in." The Fairy Princess Awakens. Deep within the underground palace, Grand Princess Alyssa felt a disturbance in the air. Standing in front of the enchanted mirror, she saw visions of Ron and his gang smashing through the forest gate. A smirk curled her lips. "They're coming," she murmured. High Princess Olivia stepped forward. "What will you do, Your Majesty?" Grand Princess Alyssa turned, her pink gown shimmering in the soft light of the palace. "I've been studying the spellbook," she said confidently. "I have just the thing to deal with them. You two stay here." High Princess Olivia and High Princess Hannah both bowed. "As you command, Your Majesty," Olivia said. "Yes, Your Majesty," Hannah added. Flapping her sparkling pink fairy wings, Grand Princess Alyssa soared up through the cavern's entrance. As she neared the surface, the rock wall above magically opened, allowing her to pass through before sealing itself behind her. The midday sun cast a warm glow over the forest as Alyssa hovered above the treetops, her radiant presence impossible to ignore. She sensed Ron and his gang just beyond the broken gate. "Tom, you coward. Where are you?" Ron shouted. A goon suddenly pointed upward, his face turning pale. Boss, look up." Ron scowled and followed his goon's gaze. His eyes widened in shock. "What the hell?" Alyssa floated before them, her pink gown billowing in the wind, her golden hair glowing like sunlight, her powerful wand in hand. Well, she said, her voice dripping with amusement. "Hello, Ron." Ron narrowed his eyes. "Who the hell are you?" Alyssa smirked. "I am Grand Princess Alyssa, Fairy Princess beyond your basic comprehension." Ron sneered. "What kinda joke is this?" Alyssa's eyes sparkled with mischief. "Oh, it's no joke. You see, Ron, you've been a very naughty boy." She raised her wand. "And naughty boys must be punished." Ron's face twisted in anger. "Oh, hell no. I'm not sticking around for this." He and his goons turned to run. But Alyssa was faster. "Bibbidi bobbidi boo, stand still." A burst of pink sparkles shot from her wand, wrapping around Ron and his gang like enchanted chains. They skidded to a halt, their legs frozen in place. "What the hell?" Ron shouted, struggling against the magic. Alyssa smiled sweetly. "Bibbidi bobbidi boo, Ron, crouch. Get on all fours and hop." A swirl of pink smoke and sparkles engulfed Ron. He coughed, feeling his skin tingle, his muscles twist. His fingers melted together into webbed hands, his skin turned green and slimy, his eyes bulged outward, and his tongue grew long and thin. He dropped to all fours, shrinking down, and when the smoke cleared. Ribbit. Ron was a frog. His goons stared in horror. "Boss." Ron croaked angrily, hopping around in a panic. Alyssa giggled. "Oh, don't worry. I haven't forgotten about you lot." She waved her wand again. "Bibbidi bobbidi boo, you all like cheese, so you goonies will squeak squeak." Another cloud of pink magic consumed the gang. They shrieked as fur sprouted from their skin, their noses became tiny and twitchy, their ears grew large, their fingers curled into tiny paws. When the smoke cleared, the entire gang had become mice. Squeaking in terror, they scattered in different directions, vanishing into the underbrush. Alyssa sighed in satisfaction. "Well, that problem is dealt with." She turned, flapped her wings, and flew back toward the hidden palace. The rock wall rematerialized behind her, ensuring no one else would follow. Seizing power. Back in the palace, High Princess Olivia and High Princess Hannah awaited her return. "How was your first taste of magical power, Your Majesty?" Olivia asked. Alyssa grinned. "Exhilarating. But now, my fellow fairy princesses, it is time to return to Tomato Village." Hannah wrinkled her nose. "Tomato Village is such a stupid name." Alyssa smirked. "Oh, don't worry. I'll fix that. We shall rename it Aliceville." Olivia beamed. "Brilliant idea, Your Majesty." The trio flapped their wings and soared through the cavern, out of the forest, and back to the village. Their destination? Town Hall. They hovered above Mayor Corey's office. Hannah gasped. "Look, there's a trapdoor leading directly into his office." Olivia grinned. "This is perfect. He's in a meeting with the village council, we can seize power right now." Alyssa laughed. "Then let's pay him a visit." She pointed her wand at the trapdoor. Bibbidi bobbidi boo, open sesame. The trapdoor snapped open, and the fairy princesses descended into the mayor's office. Mayor Corey and the council members gasped in shock. Corey shot to his feet. "What the hell?" Alyssa landed gracefully. "Hello, Mayor Corey. I am Grand Princess Alyssa, and I demand you kneel before your new ruler." Corey scoffed. "How dare you barge in here?" Alyssa rolled her eyes. "Very well." She flicked her wand. Bibbidi bobbidi boo, disrespectful mayor, become a slimy, slithering snail. A swirl of pink magic engulfed him. He shrieked as his body shrunk, his skin became rubbery, his limbs melted into a soft, slimy mass. Moments later, a tiny snail slithered across his desk. The council members screamed. Alyssa smirked. "Now, kneel, or you'll be joining him." The deputy mayor didn't hesitate. "Oh, of course, Your Majesty." The entire village council knelt. Alyssa clapped her hands. "Lovely. Now, my first decree, prepare my coronation ceremony. I will be crowned as Grand Princess of the Grand Principality of Rosehaven." The council obeyed without question. Within days, Tomato Village was no more. It had become Aliceville, and Grand Princess Alyssa now ruled from her throne in her palace. Olivia approached. "Your Majesty, how do you feel?" Alyssa smirked. "Powerful." To be continued. Fairy Princesses of Rosehaven.